So, apparently Titan Quest news are here. We're finally getting some new news for Titan Quest 2, and they are introducing not only the Warfare, Earth and Storm Mastery in their official early access release, but also the Rogue Mastery. So, as we are approaching the Titan Quest 2 early access launch, we have been extremely busy polishing the initial content, while also building what comes next. We do have a neat surprise today that we think you will appreciate. Remember how we previously talked about launching with Warfare, Earth and Storm Masteries? Do you know what's better than 3 Masteries? That's right. We have decided to include the Rogue Mastery as well in the initial launch. We hope you agree this is worthy a little bit of extra weight. So, we didn't really get any use from them like the last 2 or almost 2.5 months. But it seems like we're getting some more content, like more masteries to play in early access, like an official early access. As far as I know, there's sort of like a closed testing going on since late December. But yeah, so we're getting a new mastery, which looks pretty cool. I mean, Rogue was lots of fun in Titan Quest 1 as well, and hopefully it's going to be great in Titan Quest 2 as well. About the Rogue Mastery, let's see what it's all about. We designed the mastery around 3 main pillars. Precision. Rogue abilities are precise and accurate, hitting precisely where they mean to. So maybe that is a hint towards higher crit chance, something like that. Preparation. The Rogue Mastery allows it to apply coatings to your weapons, preparing enemies with various ailments to set up for powerful combos. That is mostly gonna be a hint, I think, for poison damage. Maybe some other things as well. Maybe some debuffs, maybe there's something like crit vulnerability in this game, I don't know actually yet. Evasion, it's not brute force that brings you success, but moving through the battlefield as if you were your enemy's shadow. Your enemies will be none the wiser until they have your blade at their throat, hinting at definitely some dodge mechanics, whether it's just a flat dodge chance or something else. We'll see how it's gonna pan out in the game, but it looks pretty cool. And then we have some art here. Yeah, Indoor Games art, as well as this picture of a rogue in the game with a bow, and you can see a multi-shot kind of ability, which looks pretty cool. You can see the dodge on space, you can see some multi-shot ability on the right click, some other abilities over here. Some key rogue skills. Below we will highlight a handful of skills from the mastery that work together very neatly. Combining the pillars above, there are some other skills of course, and depending on your second mastery, you will be able to build different synergies. I mean, as in Titan Quest 1 and Grim Dawn, you can combine 2 masteries to form a class in Titan Quest 2 as well. As you can imagine, the Rogue Mastery is a limited offering in terms of defensive capabilities, so this might be one of the cross-mastery opportunities to pursue. Going maybe Warfare for more defensive stuff, or Earth, I guess, is also pretty defensive in many ways. Lethal Strike, a classic style staple of the Rogue Mastery, deals a large multiple of your weapon's damage to a single target. When heavily invested into and timed right, it will remove large chunks from the health of even the toughest enemies. Okay, so Lethal Strike was a kind of a burst ability in Titan Quest 1 as well. And large chunks from even the toughest enemies could hint at either it being percent max HP based damage, or maybe ignoring enemy armor or something like that. What's more, if you manage to kill your target with this skill, the cooldown is refreshed, allowing you to rapidly finish off weaker or low health enemies as well. Okay, it's kind of an execute with a reset. That's kind of cool as well. When you obtain the flow status via other abilities, you will dealing additional bonus damage, consuming the flow stacks. Okay, so it's all about I guess it's slightly Last Epoch has a mechanic like that as well for Rogue, and I think multiple other games have as well. You gain some kind of momentum stacks, where you want to call them, right? In this case they're called flow, and then you can consume those, you build up charge with another ability, and then Lethal Strike deals more damage with those charges. A little bit like Generator Spender in a way, but like a combo skill, that's for sure. I mean, Onslaught and Grim Dawn is maybe actually also similar to this. You're able to further boost it with modifiers, such as by adding a Rupture chance that deals a raw HP percentage target damage for the target. Okay, so yeah, this is what is hinted at, I guess. So with the Rupture, Modifier, you deal raw HP percentage damage on the target as well. A poison explosion, or a bonus damage reward against marked targets. Okay, so there's like marks as well, like a debuff, I guess, and then you like deal also the bonus damage to the enemy. So depending on like what modifiers you have here, or like what modifiers you have on your other skills, you can probably make this like a really, really insane like burst like ability, which is cool. Mark for Death. Marking your target will enable a variety of interactions and powerful debuffs via its modifiers. But by itself, simply deals a portion of your damage as a targeted damage. You can only mark one target. This reminds me like a little bit of the Hunter skill, I think, in Titan Quest 1. Where you was also like able to like mark enemies, right? Or like actual damage. I always felt like Brigand in Titan Quest 1, like Hunter and Rogue had like pretty good like synergy together. But also like in many ways it felt like some of those skills could have been like an Ida mastery. So maybe they're like combining some stuff here, which looks cool. Flicker, a teleport skill that will deal some pierce damage to your target, a critical part of the Rogue kit when working with a glass cannon build, allowing you to get out of nasty situations. So this reminds me already like, kind of like Shadow Strike and Grim Dawn, right? There's similar skills on Titan Quest 1 as well. I think from like Dream Mastery, for example. Also, of course, the name hints as it being like similar to maybe like Flicker Strike in PoE. Gain flow when used, recover cooldown and or deal more damage when hitting your mark. Gain cooldown charges or transform into an offensive ability via modifiers. So yeah, you can use this to like jump from target to target. Maybe also like jump without a target, like allowing you to get out of nasty situations. Kind of like hints at this not necessarily requiring a target. But if you spec it like offensively, it probably will deal like similar damage to like Shadow Strike and Grim Dawn. Preparation, an aura skill, increasing poison physical damage but reserving a part of your energy. This directly boosts most aspects of the Rogue Mastery. Okay, I mean, it's just like an aura skill. While modifiers increase your aim and critical hit chances, convert your weapon damage to either poison or pierce, or summon shadow daggers upon critical hits to hit your target. Shadow daggers, like taking some like notes from Last Epoch here. Also, you have some conversion that you can do here if you want to increase aim and critical hit chance. If this is just like a toggle aura, I mean, I guess it's not all too exciting mechanic-wise, but like this can still be interesting, and maybe there's like an active part to this, and you know, with like certain modifiers, you can like turn it into an active ability that like, for example, well, summons shadow daggers and stuff like that. This seems more like a passive though, like shadow daggers on crit is more like a passive aura, I guess. I mean, people that don't like pressing out too many buttons are gonna appreciate this ability for sure. It's like a very nice like buff skill to use. With all of these together, especially if further backed by the right items and passive skills, it should be possible to hugely commit to poison damage, marking an important enemy, applying flow via flicker, and using lethal strike on this target to release a massively boosted poison damage as well as a secondary explosion and hit to other nearby enemies. Not everything about Rogue is about direct reliance on your physical weapon damage, however, most abilities have a modifier to summon shadow daggers, helping you scale your character with spellcasting abilities, which comes in particularly useful in conjunction with the Earth and Storm masteries, where the knowledge attributes scale of fire, cold and lightning and poison damage just synergizes some more. Okay, so hinting at like not only playing Rogue as like an attack build, but also as a more of a like caster build, which will give you better synergy with like Earth and especially Storm mastery. The Shadow Dagger part here has me like a little bit worried. Like hopefully it's not gonna be as OP as in like Last Epoch, where like for a long time at least, like all rogues were just all about like Shadow Daggers and like how can you make Shadow Daggers deal damage, blah blah blah, right? I think this is gonna work a bit differently in Titan Quest 2, so hopefully that's not gonna be a problem, and there's gonna be like better like build variety for rogues. But yeah, pretty cool that they like tapped both into the like melee strike based like stuff to make it like work with warfare, of course, or as Earth, I guess, and also like for the more caster stuff that's gonna synergize better with Earth and Storm. Putting it together, here's a demonstration of much of the above in action. There's a YouTube video as well that we're gonna check out here in a second. The character is dual wielding. Okay, dual wielding. Deals massive poison damage with all weapon damage converted to poison via preparation aura. I mean, I guess this is not a must-have, right? It doesn't have to be poison, but it can, hopefully. Applying Mark to the toughest target will release poison damage once we deliver enough damage to it while marked. It will also deliver a poison explosion to nearby enemies, which there are plenty of. Tossing a grenade modified to deal poison damage into the crowd. Oh, there's a grenade. He didn't mention this before. Okay, there's also a grenade skill apparently. That's cool. It's like an AoE to like soften up the whole group apparently. Maybe like apply a debuff as well. Hitting the marked target with Flicker, we gain flow. Hopefully, I hope there's more ways to gain flow than just Flicker, but okay, Flicker is one of the ways to gain flow for sure. With damage having built up already, we deliver a lethal strike to the brute, taking it out of the equation. Eliminating the lighter enemies by using lethal strike repeatedly refreshes the cooldown, allowing us to spam it until we ran out of energy. Okay, I mean, this is like, well, one of, obviously, the many ways you can play this, right? This is not like the devs telling us this is the only way to play the character, which it at first glance like sounds like a bit, but it's like many of, well, one of many ways to play this, hopefully. Okay, we have like another picture here of the rogue at night. So there's like, is there a day and night cycle in this game? This is day, right? Like the top right shows you like if it's day or night. That's pretty cool, right? Looks really nice, looks really good in my opinion. I like the art style of this game a lot. It's not like over the top like AAA or like not over the top like cartoonish. It keeps a very nice like realistic touch and it's colorful but not like overly so either. I personally really liked it. Okay, let's check out the YouTube video here, I guess. Titan Quest 2 Rogue Mastery teaser. Let's see. Okay. Is there a higher quality or is it just this blurry? Let's see here. It doesn't seem that good at like taking down groups of enemies, does it? Okay, there's the grenade. Okay, so we see like the grenade skill there. We see lots of poison damage happening. Default attacks, grenade. This is like the lethal strike ability, I guess, that he's using here. It doesn't seem to have like an insane animation, but I mean, it doesn't have to. Okay, so it has also like a dash, right? This is like the flicker, I guess. So he's like flickering through enemies, like hitting everything along the path here. He's level 13, so I don't expect like insane damage here. Then he has like this grenade ability, right? This is the flicker, I guess. This is the grenade. This might be like the lethal strike ability, and there's some others here. This is probably like the mark. This dagger, we don't know yet. So the class definitely has like more abilities than... Maybe this is the lethal strike actually, and this is like the default attack just, right? This might be lethal strike over here. Because like he's using it, and it goes on a cooldown, but it has kind of like a low cooldown. Yeah, he's using it here, right? And it resets, I think, because he like kills the enemy. Yeah. This is the lethal strike here. Okay. Alright. I mean, at first I was like, well, this is no damage, but I mean, he's level 13, right? And it's like a, well, for low levels, kind of like a big group of enemies. And in my opinion, it should be like kind of tough to take these down. It shouldn't be like all too easy. So I think for like this level, this looks like very good gameplay in my opinion. Looks very fitting for this level. Putting down the mark there, right? The mark doesn't have a cooldown, does it? I don't think so. Which I think is good. Yeah, it doesn't have a cooldown. It probably like might be limited to like you can only mark one target at a time. But like having only one marked, like one target markable at a time, while this having no cooldown, I think is the right call for an ability like this. Grenade has a decently long ability cooldown, but it, well, does apply like huge poison damage in AoE, it seems like. Oh well, maybe not huge, but it depends like how you spec it, right? And he is dual wielding. Can you dual wield by default on Titan Quest? I actually don't know right now. Maybe that's like a rogue specific thing. Maybe somebody else in chat knows. Or like in the comments. We also have like massive Ichthian sword here, Ichthian Magus Greaves. So as you can see, monster and freak ones from Titan Quest 1 and Grim Dawn are back. Honestly, I like this gameplay a lot. Like it looks nice. It has me very hopeful for the game in general. I mean, they should release whenever it's ready, right? I think they said like they want to like release early 2025. I mean, early is about to be a little later than early, I guess. But this does seem pretty nice. Like, it does seem to be worth the wait. We'll see. What do you think, guys?